Welcome back to another of my YouTube online video tutorial series. At the end of this video, you should know how to draw the development for a truncated square prism. Okay, so here we have a square prism, and which is being cut at a distance of 30 millimeters and at an angle of 30 degrees. So our main task is to reproduce the development for this. So for this, I'm gonna I'm not gonna redraw this. What I'll be doing is to pretty much modifying this to save time, as I'm trying to make these videos as short as possible. All right, so for that, I'm gonna remove this end elevation as we no longer need it. So delete all of those. So our first step here, be that this is a pyramid, it means therefore that all sides meet at a point. And it's important to note that for figure that shapes like this, the development has to start at an edge with a corner. Well, not necessarily here, but with the arc, the length for the arc, the distance for the arc must be generated from this corner. So my first step would be to rotate this distance here at to the horizontal plane here. So to bring this around like this, that would be my first task. So I could do this one of two ways. I could draw a line here and rotate at 45 degrees, or I could draw an arc here and then bring this line up, then draw my development from there. Please note that this is only applicable in cases where the edge is not on the horizontal plane. Yeah. Okay. So my first step is to draw an arc. So of my arc, for that arc, center is here, starting point is here, and I want that to come up here. Escape. Oh, currently I'm drawing on the incorrect layer. I'm gonna change to my construction layer. It's very important that you draw on the correct layer. All right. So for this, I'll be using a different color. Let's use a viewport for now. All right. So my next step is to draw a line from here outwards, from this point outwards, enter, and the line from here up to touch that point. At the point where this touches there, enter. So this is where we're gonna start our development. All right. So the first step is to draw a line from the apex down to that point, this point here. Enter. But now I will be deleting this, as it might be a little challenging to work with it there, or just to let this drawing be less clutter. Our next step is to draw an arc. All right. So I'm going to estimate that to be somewhere up here. So my first step is to click arc, click my start point, my center, start point here, then draw my arc around at, let's say there. It can't be too much. Click there for the arc. All right, just in case you're wondering, I'm using center, start, end. My next step is to mark off 4 of these increments on this arc. Here is where quite a number of students pretty much mess up. I think I made an error on the previous video, and I think that has caused some students to become a little confused. So I'm actually redoing this video to clarify that pretty much. So my first step is I'm using center, start, end, and this could be done using circle. I normally prefer to use circle, but I'm gonna try the arc. So you click here, then ensure that orthogonal mode is deactivated. Then open your compass to the length of one side, which is, well, 50. So type, in this case, I'm typing 5050 here as a center, and 50. So as I move this out, 50, click and click, go back to here as a center, 50. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1 more side. Click here again, come back to here, 50, click, click. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Or next step is to join these points from here to the center, from there to the center. And it's important to note that these lines must be straight. So I'm clicking here, go to that point, and I'm going here, click there, then go straight to this point, enter. Then I'm gonna go through and use straight line to join these. These must be straight, as these corners are straight. So I go back to line, then I click at this point, go down, click on this point, enter. Space bar to reactivate line, click here, click here, enter. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's important, remember, it's very important that we take note that the distance between here to here must be the same distance as from here to here. All right, very important. If that's not the case, then it will not be correct. The next step is to draw some, we could label this first, label these points 1, 2, 3, 4. It's good to label. So let me label at this point. Go to text, change my text layer first, single line. And for this I would want a text height of about let's let it be 6 or 5, enter, and let this be A, B, C, and point D. And here would have been A and D, A, comma D. Here would have been B and C. And starting here, this point here, let here be our point A. A is where we want to open this figure. B, C, D, and back to A. So we start at A, end at A. click outside, then escape key. And we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So we start with A and we end up with A. It's important to explain something here, that the only time we draw this arc and find the true length for the side is when a corner is not on the horizontal line. That's the only time we do this. Okay. So now that we have drawn that, the next step is to draw some arcs from these points with here as center. And I would need to bring this point across. So let me extend this across a little bit first to the horizontal line there. And draw a line from here through to this point, enter. So let's go back to arc, center, start, and we draw around. Again, I need to change my construction layer. Click this and go down to this point. Draw all the way around, stop right there. Match property, MA, enter. So I want to change this back to my construction layer. So I click the one that I want to change to and the one that I want to change. Escape. So we now have this. The next step is to plot those points. So to start my plotting, I will be changing to my outline layer. Outline layer, outline. And so 1 goes to 1. So well, A meets A right here. So A meets, for this I'm using polyline here, polyline. So activate my polyline. So A meets A here. So this is line A, and this is A here. So A meets A here. B meets B right here. B meets B right at this point. C meets C on the same level. C meets C right here. So B and C are on the same level. D is down here. D meets D at this point. This look pretty straight, eh? D meets D right here. It should not, I'm not quite sure. Coincidentally, this seems to be a straight line. And back to A. And back to A. So A meets A right here. So A, which is on that line, meets A right here. This appears to be a straight line. It really, in most cases, it doesn't look straight. But it's not really straight. It just looks that way because of the angle that we cut it and the width of the figure. So this is the outline. So go back to line, and I will be highlighting the corners. So don't take it for granted that that is straight. It is not straight. It just looks straight, straight-ish. Enter. And that is the development. So this is one side, another side, third side, fourth side. All right, that's all there is for this.